is Muhammad Faisal Alif Berozami. I will present about the introduction of the current system. First of all, UiTM was founded in 1956 and University Technology Mara UiTM is one of the largest public university in Malaysia with 1,000 of students. That means there will be a lot of activity that can be made with hundreds of participation. So, this university has developed its own system to make easier for students to apply to make any activity program on the campus. The system that been used to apply for activity application is Student Activity Integrated System or called SAIS. SAIS is known as an online platform to manage student activities application under Faculty of Business and Management (FBM), and it is also playing crucial role in maintaining the record of student activity application efficiently and effectively. By using this current system, students can access and always get the updates on certain info regarding the proposal made in much easier way, fast and saving more time. Moreover, the quality of the information provided by the system become a highly significant factor in terms of fulfilling the student's satisfaction. Next, I will explain more about the current system. This current system for applying student activity in UiTM is under Faculty of Business and Management Integrated System or called by FBMIS website. Within FBMIS website, it is consists three components which is academic, administrative, and student affair. Applying for student activity is under student affair and is called Student Activity Integrated System SAIS. So, this current system is called SAIS. In this system, logging into SAIS for submitting proposal and final report only can be made by secretary from any association. So far, this system went smooth and easy for applying student activity program. A simple explanation about SAIS, this current system. If a group of students want to make a student activity inside the campus, they need to fill the form and update their proposal about the student activity through the website or called SAIS. All the results will be shown through the website.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Fakru Aiman. I will continue on process or flow of data in the current system. As you can see, this is the flow of process for applying student activity in UiTM. There are a few steps for this process. Alright, step 1 is to make a selection. Student must make a choice whether their upcoming program will under Sekretariat Mahasiswa Fakulti SMF, Al-Ehlual Pelajar HEP or Society. The flow of applying student activity for these three is just the same, but there is a different persons who have the authority, or we can say it responsibility, to access to the system. For example, in student associations like society, the only persons who have the authority to access to the form is the secretary of every society. He or she is the person to fill in the student activity form and submit the final reports of the program. Step 2. Fill in an application. Some of the details that must be filled in are the names of the activity, the names of the associations, and the locations, and also dates of the activity, certain goals and effects of the activity, as well as information on necessary expenditure. Then, for the step 3 is to wait for approval. At the first phase, all applications must be supported by the course coordinator. Next, at the second phase, all the applications will be passed to the heads of institute after receiving assistance from the course coordinator. Then, the permissions to carry out the program will be granted by the Deputy Deans of HUB. After the permission is granted, then there will be step 4, which is print the approval letter. Program advisor need to download the approval letter and give it to the program committee members as evidence and reference. This approval letter need to be kept as evidence and as permission letter to run the program. Then, step 5, run the program. The program will run according to the dates and place as scheduled. Since the outbreaks of pandemic COVID-19, all the activities are conducted through online. For example, since online distancing learning (ODL), most of the program are taught sessions at Google Meet. It is much safer to health and cost less budget to run the program. The evidence from the program are neat, such as photo or short video throughout the activity progress. Then the last step is step 6, which is submit final report. Secretary of the program should write a final report on the tasks that were completed before being uploaded into the system. All the pictures taken during the program must also be added to the report. The time limit is set at 7 days after the activity ends. I will move to the example of forms in the current system. In example of form, which is input of the current system, students need to fill the applications and uploading activity proposal. These forms are divided into 4 parts to be filled, which is student activity, impacts of activity and skill involved, participants, and lastly speaker information. To be more precise, in student activity forms, the information that need to fill in is the names of activity, types, categories, collaborations, event places, and the dates of the activity. For the impact of activity and skill involved, Secretary of the program need to state the impacts of the program towards students, university, and also community. The impacts must be more than 3 positive impacts to each party. And participations, the participations consist 3 categories, which is students, staff, UITM, and also external invitations. This means on the event, they must know the estimations of participants that will join the program. Lastly, speaker informations. If the programs have speaker, they must add the names of the speaker and upload the curriculum vitae, which is CV, in the application form.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Sazima. My name is Shakira binti Abdullah, student ID 2019627296. Today, I'm going to present the example of reports, output of the current systems, problem statements that were stated by us, and the benefits that were gained by implementing this kind of system. First thing first, I would like to explain on the example of reports, output of the current systems. This kind of system, it explains briefly on the acceptance of the status that will be written in the output. It explains on 3 phases of process letter to undergo for thorough analysis to be made for the activity project to be successful. These phases included acceptance letter, post-activity documents, and supportive documents that were needed for an approval for the students to proceed the activity progress. Well, what are the problem statements? Well, there are 2 kinds of problem statements, which were time-consuming and also it will make it hard for students to keep on updating their status and getting approval from the upper level management. The two types of problems stated which were time consuming and students that need to update their application process status and need to be alert or of any incoming emails or any updates. Time consuming will acquire the students to get approval through three main levels, which were the course coordinator, head of the constitution, and deputy dean. Next, it will make it hard for the students to always be alert whenever it have any important updates on the application process. For example, other students also have other commitments, not just only have to wait for the approval. Well, we as a student also need to accomplish our targets and to complete our assignments as well. So these are the problems stated on why we need to implement the new type of system for the students' application activity process.
Objective of new system. There are three main objectives to implement this new system. First, to develop information system that more efficient for organization, informational, operational, and management requirement. This means the top management or those administration that involved in evaluate about the project will get more detail about time, reason, benefit from the student that going to conduct the activity. Next is to develop information system in an efficient and effective manner. By implement this new system, the flow of data can be more fluent. The secretary from any association can take down notes when the online meeting been made with top management of administration. Third is to build two-way communication between the student and the organization department. This new system is built as a platform that the student and the top person that in charge to give permission to do the activity to exchange and talk about the project that going to be made. So, decision and improvement regarding the project can be implemented more effectively and saving more time by implement this new project.
Okay, scopes of the new system. The scope of the new system will apply at approval systems by the course coordinator, heads of institutes, and deputy deans of HHP. In these cases, the scopes of the new system start with secretary from society. Search FBMIS website on Google. Then, clicking at student activity applications. After select the category, the secretary need to fill in all the information that needed on that application form. After submitting the application, then upload the approval and college exemptions letter. Also CV of the invitation request if there is. Then, this is the steps of the new system that we apply. Before this, the application approved, it need to get supported in bureaucracy level. Start from the course coordinator, then heads of the institutes, and lastly by the deputy dean of HEP. Therefore, after we improve the systems at waiting paces, the new system is proposed that there will be a live presentations with all those three levels of administrations at Google Meet. The secretary or the head of the program can present their proposal to get approved. Usually, it can take around 2 weeks to get approved in bureaucracy systems. By improving the system, the new waiting time can be less than a week. This system can benefit both administrative sides and also the students that are in charge of the program.
Well, as we all know, if we invent a new kind of process, they will certainly give benefits to us. Well, we have stated 4 types of benefits, which were reduced time consumption. Students do not need to waste their valuable time by waiting for longer duration hour for the approval process. Next, also giving students self-confidence to be able to speak up. In this kind of case, students can speak directly to the main level management. This factor will give the privilege to the students to identify their weaknesses and strengths. During the application process, students will be more confident to speak up. The third benefit is making it simpler and easier for the upper level management to deal with students. In this case, a certain time limit will be appointed between the students and the management. This will also result the best kind of decision between the students and also the upper level management. The fourth benefit is preparing the students to be mentally and physically prepared for the future. By speaking through these 3 types of level management, it will enhance their speaking skills, soft skills, communication skills when they are going for intern, when they are going for their work in the future ahead. Well, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This is the new workflow that we had proposed for the new system. In this new workflow, we had improved by adding live meeting session with KK, KPB and the Deputy Dean of HEP for the student to present in detail about their proposal. We will explain in detail about the new workflow with the prototype.
I will continue with the explanation about our prototype, which called Student Activity Integrated System, also known as SAIS. First of all, the front page of the FPM integrated system will show up. There are variety of lists based on the categories, but in this assignment, we will focus on SAIS system, which under Student Affairs. Once we have clicked on the SAIS button, the login page will appear. Here, it requires students to fill in their student ID and password in order to enter the system. After login, this page will appear as home page or main page. In this page, it will contain your full name, matrix number, course code, course program, and current semester. So, student will click on the activity application in order to fill in the activity application form. Before the form appears, student needs to choose whether their activity is under SMF, Student Association, or Academic. But in this case, we will show the example to apply activity under Student Association. After choose the Student Association, the application form will appear. Students are required to fill in all the information detail about the activity needed in the application form. After finish fill in this section, click Next button to move to the next section. In this section, students need to fill in the applicant statement form, which contains student name as an applicant, ID student, position, contact number, program advisor, and contact number of program advisor. If done, click Next button to move to another section. In this part, students will fill in the expenditure information about the activity that they want to help. In this form, it will need students to state their management budget, banquets and food, accommodation budget, souvenirs, stationery and printing, and also speakers' fees. After finish fill in this section, click next button to move to next page. Hi, my name is Aida Mesara and I will continue on the next step. After that, this page requires students to upload all the documents needed such as a proposal, exemption letter, and speaker CV if the program had invited a speaker. In addition, students need to make sure that the size of file upload not exceed 5 MB and also it must only be in PDF format. Once done, click Submit button and your application form has been successfully uploaded. Please go to the main page to see the status of your application. To check the application status, students need to click on the Check Application button in order to see the progress. Then the page that contains activity status will appear. In this page, students can know their application status, whether it is processing or almost approved or had been approved. If the status of the application is still processing, students can log out and wait for a few days. After 2 or 3 days, students need to log in and recheck the application status. After the application had been supported and reviewed by KK and KPP, then the system will provide date and link for the meeting to present live about their program. Once finished the live session, students need to wait for 1 to 2 days to get approval from the Deputy Dean of HEP. After 1 to 2 days, students can use the same step to recheck the application status. After the application had been approved by the Deputy Dean of HEP, students can click the Download Approval Letter button to download the approval letter and to review it in print layout. Then, click Print button to print out the letter. This letter will be used as an evidence for the program to be held. Next, after the application letter has been successfully printed out, students need to upload the final report in the SAIS system after 7 days of activity. In order to upload the final report, click on the Final Report Upload Action button, then attach the file in the required field. Make sure that the file uploaded not exceed MB, and also the file must only be in PDF format. Once confirmed, click Submit button to submit the final report. Lastly, after the final report, click go to the home page and then ready to log out from the system. That's all from us. Thank you.